Today, I'm going to show you how I wrote this song in 20 minutes. I will share with you the entire process that I went through from start to finish and how I write most of my songs. Some songs don't come this easily and this quickly, but some songs do. And there is a basic process that I tend to follow to get a great song almost every time. So first, poetry. I think of songwriting like writing poetry. So I will think of at first a topic. What topic do I want to work on today? What topic is like on my mind or in my heart that I've been thinking about or mulling over or think is interesting? And in this particular case, it was me thinking about how people change all the time. So just allow and embrace it. I thought about myself and how, I could be laughing at a joke in the morning and then crying my eyes out on the floor at night, and how that dichotomy of life and human experience is everywhere. So sunshine in the morning, cloudy in the evening. When I lived in Georgia, it would just be sunshiny all morning until about 4 o'clock. Then the massive, heavy, big clouds would roll in and just dump so much water on you, and we would be running from the pool back to our house to try to beat the rain. Sometimes we would just like happily walk, in the rain because we just loved it, and we'd go out, get our rain jackets on and go play in the rain. But the change, how dynamic things are, was just really interesting to me that day. So I decided, I'm going to write a song about that. So the topic, once you have a topic, then you're going to just start writing all the thoughts that come to your mind. It could be anything you've ever thought about with this topic. Try not to overthink it. Try not to worry too much about what other people will think listening to your song. Just get it all out. Try to just be there with your paper and not concerned about anyone else who might hear this song. After you've been writing and you're kind of just going line by line, then you're going to start thinking about rhyme. So go through and kind of, talk through it. Sunshine in the morning, storming in the evening. And there are a couple ways that you can rhyme that tend to work really well. One, you can rhyme with just the middle vowel. So if you're writing the word bad, you could also write the word hat, and that will work as a rhyme. You could also just do the ending syllable. So morning, evening, the ing at the end, ing, gives you that similar sound. And you can always play with alliteration, which isn't really rhyme, but it's the beginning of the words. So all the words starting with S, an S sound. Once you have been going through the poetry aspect of it and looking at the rhymes and kind of like going through and just saying, okay, well, what do I think about this line? And do I like what this line is trying to convey? Is it really getting the message across? Then kind of start to do some of those edits. And then it's time to really dive into melody, because the melody is going to help correct rhythm issues that come up too. So what I will do is I'll just take to my piano or my guitar, because those are the instruments that I play along with singing. And I really enjoy just plunking out a few chords and seeing what I can come up with. So if you are interested in writing songs and you don't really know what you need to do in order to be able to do that, you really just need to know how to write poetry and or be interested in writing poetry, because those will become your lyrics. And you also need to learn how to play an instrument, because people who write lyrics to songs aren't necessarily songwriters as much as they are lyric writers. And writing lyrics is fine as long as you have somebody there who has the musical expertise, the instrument, the songwriting capability on the melody aspect. But if you want to be able to do this at home by yourself, which is actually really healing and cathartic, and there's a lot of potential for you creatively and emotionally if you do the whole piece by yourself, then you'll want to take lessons of some kind, whether it's online or in person, to learn an instrument. That could be anything from a ukulele, piano, guitar. But if you do, then I recommend when you talk to whoever, if you have a teacher versus like an app or something that it's teaching you, then tell them what your intention is. Hey, I want to write songs. Can you please teach me how to play chords? And if you just want to learn how to play chords on your own, just go look up guitar chords or piano chords online, and then go and look up your favorite song on the radio. Maybe you really love Taylor Swift. I love Taylor Swift. And so maybe you would go up and look up a Taylor Swift song, All Too Well. And then you would take that song, print it out. It would show you the chords, and then you would learn the chords on the piano or the guitar, and you would learn how to go from chord to chord to chord, because that's the hardest thing, learning to go from chord to chord to chord. But once you do, then you really open up your capability, because you learned that skill, how to play an instrument. You open up your capability for being able to write songs, and then you can write as many songs whenever you want to, and it becomes this really rich experience at home. So now that you have a basic understanding of how to start learning an instrument, you want to make sure you're working on chords, because learning chords is how you're really going to start to write a song. People will look at me and be like, how do you even know what to play? And how do you even know what to sing? And I say, well, based on this, I write my chords. I record my melody on my voice memos app on my iPhone, which I will show you is right here, voice memos. And then I just play that over and over. I come up with a melody, I play some chords. So let's go play some chords. I'm just going to give you a little background. One note is just one note. A chord is two or more notes. And what you can do is then start making up something based on these notes in the chord. Da, 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 do. So I'm using an octave. Sunshine in the morning. I'm octave from the C chord. Sunshine in the morning. Storming in the evening. And you can tell when it's off because it doesn't match any of the notes in your chord. Laughing at silly jokes, crying at the deepest woes, dynamic. Waves go out to sea, then break themselves at shore. They're basking in leaves of green. Yesterday's dreams, dynamic. You can't wrap a soul or place it in a mold. So now that I've gotten, what I would have done is I would have turned on my phone and I would have just started playing around. I would have turned on my voice memos and just started playing whatever came to mind, singing it, and making sure that I hit record, because I have gotten melodies before that were literally heavenly and then didn't have any way of recording it because I was driving or something, and never again. I will just pull over on the side of the road. I will take out my voice memos app and just record it, because it is devastating sometimes to lose melodies or hooks that come to mind in random moments. The last thing that I want to talk about is just playing your song over and over again. So once you start playing this song, you're going to start working out the kinks of the rhythm. You'll say like, sunshine, sunshine. Let's pretend it was sunshine in the early morning. Sunshine in the early morning, right? That doesn't flow. So I would take out early and I would be like, sunshine in the morning, storming in the evening. And then I would just start to take out, and that's why I have all these little, I usually, it's better if you use a pencil and you just cross it out so you can see what you worked on before. But cross it out, put something new on top. And then when I'm done with that, I put it into a Google Doc, and then I have it there, and then I print it. And then once I print it, then I put all these details on it too, like what mood, who his songwriter is, because I was working alone. And then I put the chords on here so that I could make sure that I knew exactly what chords I'm using. And you're basically going to memorize the melody unless you really love to write down every note. I don't. I like writing down the chords, memorizing the melody, and then just playing it. As it's really cathartic for me. It's actually really healing to play the same song over and over and over again. And that's why people and kids love to do that, is because it helps you feel seen in a certain way, especially if you wrote the song and it's about you and it's about something that matters to you, then it's a way for you to feel seen to yourself. So just play it, get used to it, record it with your voice memos. And then once you do that and you really have a good handle on it, then we go into the pre-production phase. And that's really like distilling down what the song is and the structure and all of those pieces. Make sure you also write down like what the verse and the chorus is. And the chorus could be like a repeating line, or it could be an entire set of lines, but decide which lines are verse and which are chorus, and then make sure you repeat that chorus or change it slightly. There are a lot of techniques that we can use in terms of writing songs to keep them engaging for people as they listen. Once you have these pieces of the song in place, then you go to pre-production, which check out my free guide to get your song pre-production ready. And then from there, my clients then begin to learn the skills of production, mixing, mastering from home, so that they have the freedom and the flexibility to be able to do that whenever they want to. And it has been life-changing for them. So please let me know how I can help you. Book a call with me if you'd like to learn more about my program and community. Until next time.